Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and over there at the computer is Dawn.
Hello.
Hello. So good morning to everybody. I wanted to do a little bit of a quilt chat to start off. This is the newest OML design and I love it. I love it. This shape is an old-fashioned shape and it's called a tumbler, so I called it fall tumblers, and I used my new fabric, sunflower fabric from Missouri Star, and I did the large one and then I did a couple of small ones just to show you how the shapes work. So of course there's some decorations. This is by far my favorite, the pumpkins. I just love how they turned out. The quilting makes it puffy. There's some texture into that. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. That there's texture and then colors and leaves. So there's 4 different blocks. So there's the fall, the pumpkins, the swirly, and the leaves. And if you keep it going, see how this forms kind of like a stripe? If you have enough fabric, which I didn't, you could bring it all the way down and have stripes, even if you just do plain ones. Look at the leaves here. Aren't they cute? Didn't quite have enough because I was using a layer cake, but I just wanted to be a sample. Mom?
Santa Mom and Grandma say hi.
Oh, awesome. So everybody say hi to Mom and Grandma Lulu. They're both watching, so hi Grandma. I'm glad you're good.
Hello.
I hope you have a wonderful day, Grandma. It's wonderful. So yeah, I think this is her first time watching live too, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, hello, hello, hello. So yeah, Mom Brown and Grandma. So say hi to everyone. And Grandma, there we go. Lynn's saying good morning. Frida Brown, Mama, and Grandma. They just love Santa Mom. Yes, definitely. And you would absolutely adore Grandma, too. She's a wonderful person. So, all right, back. Back to the old-fashioned tumblers and the leaves, if you use different colors. So it's like a kind of like a raw edge. We're used to it. This is something that I normally do. Kind of fun, and the big fall letters. Now that's an A. It's kind of hard to see.
It's hiding in the sunflower.
It's kind of hiding in the sunflowers. And I was just playing around, but I really like the bigger ones. So fun. Look, everyone's saying hi. I hope you're reading them, Mom. Okay, that's our newest thing. You can pick it up at omlembroidery.com. It's my creation, making old-fashioned shapes modern on your embroidery machine.
Yes.
And super easy to do. So you can do each tumbler separate, like separate fabric.
Yep.
For this one, I did, you can see it here, I did one piece for both.
Nice.
And then trimmed it out, after, sort of thing. So you could do different colors. So scrap buster, we're thinking of all that. So that being said, head on over, help support the channel. Gorgeous
Don't
design.
forget Friday's Mylar release.
You didn't bring it?
No, I didn't bring it.
You listen to him. He's all
I
puffy.
didn't bring them up. But it's a Christmas mini pack, and they're super cute.
They actually
There's
really
5 designs in there, and it's on sale for $4.99.
Okay, so now for today's design. It is from Anita Goodesign, and it is from October All Access, and is one of the ones that I said I love, and I made it even better. So without further ado, here is my work.
Ta-da!
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that looks awesome.
Does that look good on there, Don?
It's bigger than the camera.
It is. But you get the color. I'm more interested in showing the color procession here. So this is orange fading into white, and this is a darker orange, and then the last row is going to be even darker. And it is just fabric that I found in my stash, which is always a nice thing. And then what I did is for these blocks are really tying everything in. So the first row is the light, the second row is the medium, and the third row, which goes right here, and we're going to do one of them today, is going to be the darkest. So isn't that awesome?
It's beautiful.
Love
it.
Easy to do. Kind of fun. We're going to do this. I think you guys will like it a lot to stitch out. These are log cabins, actually. And that's not quite a log cabin. I think it's like, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah. Anyways. So fabric makes it. The rest is in black, and I think one of the keys to the design is putting black in the log cabins. It ties it in together, and then the high contrast with the white. So, and it's easy to put together. You have to put it together this way so that, like, you attach all these ones all the way down, depending on how big it is. So keep going, and then you can just do one straight line through. Yeah, that's how you do it. Because if you do it this way, what I've done, look at the bottom here, it's pretty hard to get a good, fit with it like this. It's a bit awkward, and I did pretty well on it, the rest of them, but that's not how to do it. You finish everything, and then you do it in stripes. So orange, this is going to be an absolutely stunning wall hanging is what I'm doing. Now, the other thing is, this is the 6x6 size. I think it went all the way up to 10, which is what I initially intended to do, was the bigger size, because I wanted all this. But I didn't have enough fabric, so we went smaller. So it's just batting, and then you put your fabric down, and there's a little bit of applique here. These bigger parts are applique, so it's the same fabric as here. And then stitching, and it's all black, which makes it really cool. And then flip and fold for the sashing. So super easy to do.
Super easy.
Dawn did these, and he had 3 machines going on it because I was a little behind in my schedule. And I did all of these, and of course the planning and the cutting. When I ask him to help me with stuff, I give him all the cut pieces so it's easy for him to do. Betty Turner says, ordered the tumblers and the Mylar Christmas ones. Woohoo! Thank you very much. You will have fun with both of those designs. Oh, look, I'm wearing orange to match.
You are.
That's funny. Also, my nails kind of match everything. They're like multicolored, chrome kind of distressed nails. So, anyways, this was a lot of fun. Pick out your fabric. I think this is going to look absolutely stunning. I'm going to do the binding in black because I think that'll frame everything. But isn't it gorgeous? So this is the fabric that I had, and I'm pretty short on it. Blender's Ombre it is. So they are 6-inch, like a jelly roll, but 6-inch. I have no idea what they're called. Robin says my nails are beautiful. Why, thank you. And I'm gonna run not short, but I'm gonna be pretty close. I had about this much left of the light.
I'm glad you had the 6-inch jelly roll. It's perfect material.
I know. I leave it out because it's so beautiful. I did a couple of the 2, I think, clamshell quilts with this fabric, and it's gorgeous. Judy Quilt put up a link. Thank you, Judy Quilt. These mini Christmas embroidery designs are adorable. Yes, Dawn. Oh, Carol says she has this fabric. I have the blue and the purple, but this one in the set is all the colors, so it's really nice. So we're going to get started on that. I had my batting somewhere. There it is. I'm going to leave this out because it's fun. And here we go. Just a sec. So these are the next ones. You see how the progression, maybe you can't see down there, but it's darker and it's beautiful. So, yes. Oh, it's a cabin. I like that. This is my favorite one, I think. Out in the mountains. Mm-hmm. The lines on some of them, on all of them, I guess, yeah, they are. That's also what makes it the high contrast.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so you really don't want dark fabric. You want medium and then light on the outside. I was going to do blue, but I wanted to keep the blocks standing out. So a whole lot of fun. Let's go to the machine, which is my Brother Luminaire 2. Still waiting to be in Luminaire 3.
Still waiting on your upgrade?
Still waiting on my upgrade, that's for sure. Did you scoot it over?
It's up.
All right. Could you keep up with me? It's up. Talk to me with that attitude, Don Brown. So I don't have any of the upgrades. Whenever I do get it, hopefully this year, and I really hate to say it and mean it, but hopefully this year.
Hopefully.
I know, right?
It's paid for.
Then we can talk about it. I've been waiting for 2 months. So anyways, 6-inch hoop, googly eyes, of course. I have the soft cutaway batting, no-show mesh batting. Bobbin Police. We should make it. I'm willing to risk it today. What do you think?
Don't forget the little smiley face guy.
Smiley face guy, yes. What do you think, Don? Risk it? I think so.
I'll go for it.
This is a time thing. I always live on the embroidery edge. Always. I'm willing to risk it. So that's all we need. Batting is my warm and natural. And then the other thing I did is I pre-cut everything. So I picked the biggest of the black size that I need. I looked at all the blocks. And I just cut a whole bunch of them up with rotary cutter. And just made a pile. Didn't count them or anything, just to see. And of course, black thread. That's all I need is black thread. So, our first step is placement. Yeah, placement. Placement for the batting. which is cool. So I'm just going to leave my black thread on. Now this technique is flip and fold technique, and once you get the hang of it, it's super easy to do. It's easier to do a log cabin this way than it is with your sewing machine, because all the corners are perfect, everything's set up perfect. It's just easier to do. So I'm going to place my batting down and stitch that down, so we'll be good. So there we go. Shirley says, I finally got my upgrade and you will love the new features. I waited a long time also. I can understand why brother is taking so long to get them out. I've been waiting, well, since it came out, I had to wait a little bit, but I ordered it and I've paid for it, and I kind of thought in my mind, you know, 2-3 months, and it's been that long. So hopefully soon, for sure. So it stitches it down twice, which is really nice, and we're going to be building right on it. Huh, just keep stitching away, machine. That's awesome. It just kept stitching away. I heard it. Thank you. I heard it, but I don't know what the problem was. Look, didn't form.
It didn't form.
It didn't form, so let's fix that problem. Now I'm not going to back up because it's just the second stitching, so let's see. It's just the thread. It really doesn't like this black thread of mine. Whoops. I pulled that and pulled it off. It's fine. It's magnetic. Okay, so before we start, we need to go back to the desk, Dawn.
So,
yes?
Yep, sorry. I did it and didn't say it.
I know, but I can't read your mind. And we're going to do a quick little trim. You don't have to worry about this too much because, of course, all the edges are going to be covered. So, flip and fold, log cabin, that is seriously the way to go. It is easy to do. And I like it. And I'm going to be very frugal with my orange fabric because that's all I got. And I don't know if I can get any more. So hopefully it'll work out. And no, I don't have a backup plan. In case anyone's wondering, I'm just going to hold my breath and hope it works. All right, back to the machine. So always with flip and fold fabric, the first step is going to be applique. So no matter where the first step is, it's going to be applique. The first step on this one is the centerpiece. So we're going to get a placement. It's just regular applique. And for this fabric, it's quite see-through, so I double it up. And that's easy to do. Just fold it in half and just make sure we have coverage. So just peeking there, and use tape. Don't use your fingers. Please don't use your fingers. And it's just applique, so it is going to stitch it around normally. No. All right, well, off to a great start, Dawn. Off to a great start. Woohoo! Let's be happy about that. Jeez. You know how many I stitched out yesterday and didn't do that? Yeah. Back to the desk for a quick second. All right, I am a little bit off. So at this point, you have two choices. You can pick it out and start again, or you can just let it go because you know that there's going to be folded fabric. And if it doesn't fit, then you have more picking out to do.
So we're going to run with it?
We're going to run with it. It's a risky day today. Well, I'm risking everything. Right. Let's just see how it works. It's only, you know, a tiny bit off. I might throw some tape down. But let's go back. Back to the machine, Dawn. So, this one, we stitch out the shape first, so we know what we're doing. I could probably at this point skip them because I know how it's going to be. And see how there's an overlap? That's what I'm relying on up there. So the next step is a straight line, and what you want to do, fabric face down in the opposite direction that you want to make your fold. And so when you fold it over, it's going to be the right side up, and then stitch down your line. We'll go over it a whole bunch of times. Applique chicken. Yeah, I know. I know. So it just stitches it down. The nice thing is, when you're flipping, is that it kind of sticks to the batting, which is really nice.
I found that handy.
Yeah, it is kind of handy. However, if you have the dime ironing underneath thing mat, this would be perfect time to use it. I just use my fingers on this one because there's a lot of it. And it stays super flat. And then we're going to stitch it down. So 3 steps: positioning, flip and fold line, and stitching down, and then trimming. So 4 steps. Now I'm going to trim this one in a minute because we're going to go and do the other side. So I'm not worried about it right this second. So placement. It goes pretty quickly. It's kind of surprising. Placement. Always make sure too that you have your colors for a log cabin like this. Have your colors set out because it's really easy to get confused.
I don't recommend running 3 simultaneously though.
Of this? No, it's too intensive. So lay your fabric down in the opposite direction, and it's face down, and make sure that it's wide enough to fit this whole square and long enough to fit over the top, which I pre-cut mine, so I know. And no, I didn't do it on the Cricut or on the Brother Scan and Cut. I just plunked a whole bunch of fabric down and cut it up into, I think for this one it's basically 2x4 squares. So and they're not precise and they're not perfectly square, and they don't need to be because we are going to cut them up. So fold it over, press it down. Now it's going to stitch down, and perfect. Stitch it down. Now we're going to go back to the desk and we're going to trim it. So obviously I could have made these a lot smaller, but it was just easy to cut everything up. So, and you do have to trim it. You don't have to trim it very well at all. If you don't trim it, it tends to get stuck. Ask me how I know that. So, because I was like, I'm just going to be real lazy. You know, I do that sometimes. And leave it, and it will get stuck on the edges and pull everything over and probably wreck your block. Don't ask me how I know that. There's no room for it. So that's what we have so far. And it looks better than sewing. And look, I'm a little bit off here, but you don't have to worry about any of this. Trim it to the line-ish is what I'm going to say. Ish. Ish. Did you not have the camera over the whole time that I was cutting?
What? The big one? You were on.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I just said switch to a close-up and went back.
Oh, okay. Back to the machine. We're going to do more.
It is up.
So, same rhythm, we're going to call it, as before. But we are doing a different part of the block. So, this is it, or is it gonna work? So close. Eek, eek. Yep, good enough. Good enough.
Just caught it.
It
Nice.
just caught. I kind of had the feeling it would. So the rhythm is placement. Place your fabric down in the opposite direction that you're going to be folding. And make sure there's enough room everywhere, and stitch it down. See how quickly this goes though? It's not bad. Not bad at all. So that's easy. There's only in this whole design, there's only like 4,000 stitches, 4,500 stitches, because it's all running stitch. Oh, see? No boo-boo. What are you guys talking about? I did not do applique chicken. I'm going to consider it a win, though.
That's a win.
I didn't win on the line, but
Really
I win on the final. Yeah, sometimes life is a millimeter away from wrecking your whole quilt block. What are you going to do? So, can't tell. If it's close enough, it's close enough. And you can see here that even though I kind of rough cut the black, it's all covered up, so you don't have to worry. So again, placement. And after this one, when we trim, it's going to get real pretty because I'm going to bring in my pretty fabric. So, what's the next step, Dawn? It's a test.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, we just did placement.
Oh, well then you're going to do your tack down line, your fold line.
Well, you got to put the fabric down, right?
Yeah, opposite direction.
There you go. See? He knows. He knows, he knows. So, Lynn, you can do this. And this is how to make quilt blocks in the hoop that look perfect. I'm going to say perfect. It's kind of like the foundation piecing, but on your embroidery machine.
Charlotte's asking what size you're doing.
I am doing the 6x6 size. Only so it's C. It's the letter C.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did C.
Yep. And that was to accommodate my lack of fabric. But I really, really, really wanted to use the fabric because it's awesome. Don't put your fingers in where it's sewing or you'll get yourself sewn. Ask Don how he knows that. It happens.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about that. All right, back to the desk, Don.
It is up.
And we're just going to do a trim. It's kind of nice when you can stitch two and then trim two. It's handy. So here we go. Easy, isn't it?
It is easy.
And it's nice that you don't have to. I'm always saying take your time and trim. You don't have to. You can trim-ish as long as your
With the folded, yeah.
as long as your embroidery foot won't get caught on it. Doesn't matter. The only downsides is I have a ton of little pieces of fabric everywhere. They kind of get everywhere, but that's okay. Okay, so I hacked it again, but as you can see, none of it shows. Even my white boo-boo over the line. None of it shows. So, ooh, thank you, donation. How's it going? How do you say the TJ Tech? Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Let's go back to the machine, Dawn. And I'm going to grab my fabric because I had a little piece of it. And it's buried. There, we're going to use the little piece to start off with because, again, I'm trying to be frugal. And that's not going to work. Okay, so same thing. Same thing over again. And I'm hoping to get two out of this little piece. Dark or light? Dark or light? Light. Alright, so again, being frugal. Boop, boop. Fabric face down in the opposite direction that you want it to be. So it's super easy. So I'm being really careful with the fabric, but I'm not gonna risk anything. I could have moved it that way a little bit, but that's okay. Getting ready for that flip. There we go.
It's kind of satisfying to do the flip.
It is actually. And what's satisfying to me is the lovely straight lines.
Yeah.
When you are sewing, now I sew quite a bit, it's It's not hard to do it on this because it's easy to cut, or easier to cut straight lines, but it's nice to have it perfectly done, I think.
It looks cleaner to me.
And this is one, yeah, oh yeah, it's neat and clean. This is one, are you pulled back? Can you pull back? I never actually recommend doing this, but this is one you can cut at your machine. Why? Because it doesn't have to be perfect. See? Super fast.
Nice.
And I'm going to leave. There's no point taking any time cutting that because we're going to cover it up. So, super easy. I like it. I'm definitely going to be able to get 2 out of this. Maybe even 3. Yep. Took the top piece. It's nice doing it this way because then you have the ombre a little bit more defined in the block. And this is perfect. So I cut up that one piece into 3.
Nice.
So yeah, I always say go to the desk to cut, trim, or anything, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can see everything has been covered up and beautiful contrast and a beautiful fold. I'd like to do one of the bigger blocks, big log cabin blocks, because I don't know if you guys know this, but you could make a whole separate quilt just out of log cabin blocks. Super easy to do. Tammy Cushman, woo! Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, that was close there, but I'm fine with it. Thank you so much for the donations. What do the donations do? They help keep the channel growing. And I can do more videos, and I can make everything spectacular. Spectacular. Now, I probably won't be able to use this little scrap, but I'm going to keep it right beside the graveyard. And yes, I am going to cut this off, because if your machine catches it, it's going to end up like that, and that's very annoying. So, trimming at the machine. I think this might be a little more awkward with a bigger hoop. So I'll save this piece for next time.
It looks good.
Yeah, you like it?
I love it. I think those squares really tie the landscapes together.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. It's like perfect. So placement, and now we're gonna do the line. Don't cross the line, or do cross the line. Now, I'm just gonna do it straight out like that. Now, I haven't cut any of my fabric off because I don't want to waste any of it by pre-cutting it. So, yeah. Now, are there any questions about folded fabric? Now's the time to ask. If you don't want to ask in the chat, then you can ask in the OML Embroidery University Facebook group. And we'll be happy to help. So yeah, look at this. So this is how to be super frugal so you don't run out of fabric. Beautiful, isn't it? I love this color. It's kind of like a rosy orange, if that's possible.
Yeah, I like to play with it. The colors are good.
Well, the
Ombre is
colors.
awesome.
Yeah, oh, I love ombre. Like I said, I told Dawn I wish I had like 5 yards of each color. I'd settle for 1 yard, but you know, don't be greedy. They're just so beautiful. It's a lot of fun too. So this is how I did it before, so I am trying to be careful not run out of fabric. So I just trim it off like that, and trim this one, and trim this one. Good enough. Moving right along to the last colored piece. Judy Quilt, thank you very much, Judy Quilt. Awesome. So it has in these pieces, these are like the kind of like the foundation pieces, you could say. It has corners, it has half and a quarter, so you can make it square. I'll show you that when we go back to the desk. So then I'm going to continue the fabric right where I left off. Oh, what? Oh, you showed it.
I put a title on it, I'd switched on me. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, good job. So I'm not wasting any fabric. A little bit line there. I could have been a bit closer, but that's okay. And this is how I did all the ones that I did. Frugal.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
So
it looks so good.
the next square is going to have a lot of dark on it because that's where the ombre is going. If I had enough fabric, I would do it this way, so each block had the ombre in it, but I'm not going to have enough fabric to do that, so that's
At least
why.
you had enough to do it this way.
Well, yeah, it's still. I was getting ready to cut there. You got to wait for the little dance. There we go. So now I can. So I didn't use too much of this. I only have to do one more log cabin and then a 2 half cabins. So I will have enough fabric for sure. And see how fast it's going?
Thank you, Joyce.
Joyce! Woohoo! Thank you, Joyce! You guys are awesome. I'm gonna go looking for this fabric. No, I don't even know where it was from. It was from.
It was an awesome jelly roll, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's got
I didn't
all
even
solid,
put.
nice colors in it.
I didn't even put it away because I just keep looking at it, going, someday something will come up. So these are the last pieces that we're gonna do. And we're going to do the same thing, side to side, trim, and then this is a longer piece. They're all like that. So the black smaller, and then longer, same with the colored pieces. Now, on this one, that's the back side. It's really hard to tell
Yeah, I know. I had to look a couple of times.
in the light. So that's the back side. And what I'm going to do, because it's white, I want it doubled, so I am going to put it right to the edge so it covers up the bottom. This is the easiest way of doing it. You could fuse stuff on it to make it thicker or whatever, but if you don't want to, like me, this is how I did it, and it's really easy to do. It's just different than what we normally do. Normally we have the fabric over a little bit more, but you'll see once I do a flip.
Does that leave enough?
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Yeah, always make sure you have seam allowance. But see, it's lovely. I have about the same seam allowance. Look at all those lines. And perfect corners, perfect everything. Yeah, and always no trimming on the outside of this one because you need a seam allowance. Dawn was just kind of mumbling about that. Seam allowance. So this one, you have to trim again. So just right at the machine. This will be the only time that I do this. But we don't want anything to get caught. Let's do that again. That was fun. Let's do it again.
Do it again.
And while that's stitching the placement, I will try to make sure I get the right side. Yeah, I got it.
Nisha was asking what's the name of the fabric again?
It said Blender's Ombre. I will look on the other pieces and see if there's any more information because it's kind of short. I can't see too much on it. So face down, and again, so I can easily double layer it. It also makes it kind of puffier too. I like it. Cover, it's only a tiny part that you have to...
Blender's Ombre.
that you have to cover. Blender's Ombre. And I got it from Blueprint when there was Blueprint, but
Oh, so
I'm sure you
it
can.
might be hard to find.
No, it's probably
Easy enough.
other stores. Like, I don't think it's anything specific. Oh, see? Look at that.
Sure is beautiful material though.
Yeah, it makes it. The log cabin is one of my favorite old-timey shapes.
I like it.
I want to make one. I might do it for Christmas and put little mini Christmas designs on some of the parts of it.
That'd be neat.
Now that I have Christmas jelly roll, thank you, Missouri Star. You're the best. There we go. And just move this down. And this is the last trimming we have to do. Oops, I dropped everything. That's okay. So we're gonna do the outline. Oh, I have little fabric pieces all over the place.
It was kind of scrappy and messy after doing it.
Yeah.
Lots of scraps.
No, that's okay though. So again, the same thing. We want to double up the white. What we want is we don't want any of the orange to show through. And you guys can see that it isn't showing through. So somewhere like that. That's over. Stitch it. How easy is this? And we're almost done, by the way. My first quilt was Eleanor Burns' log cabin. Eleanor Burns is amazing. She is older, Dawn, and she does the best videos, but she'll wear like a feather boa or a funny hat, depending on what she's doing, and I just love that spirit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Egg basket quilts. AccuQuilt actually has a die for log cabin that I would love, because you just put your fabric in and cut all of it in one pass.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, but
The other Sandy says it's Blender's Ombre by Boundless. I have 2 sets of fat quarters. I do believe she's taunting you.
I know, because I'm thinking, where's she live? Let's go. Let's go. I'll have to find it because it really is nice fabric. And I think on this quilt, the fabric makes it. Oh! Everybody.
Oh, they're all taunting you.
You threw me!
What?
Look what happened!
I was just reading comments.
Look what happened, you guys! You totally threw me.
Oops.
That's hilarious. It's okay, I won't show, but jeez, I was thinking about
It's placement. All the fun we have on Saturday mornings.
I totally was like, oh my god, fat quarters, yardage, it's too much. It's not going to show because why? Because I'm going to fold the fabric over. So yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. That's the first time I've done that quite like that. Now that's pretty close, but it's going to cover up. So, and I'm just going to be a little skinny on the seam allowance, but that's okay. Okay, so that was the funniest thing I've ever done.
I won't read comments anymore.
Not about this fabric. You know, blame it on Dawn, not on me.
I wasn't the one taunting you.
Taunting.
Well, maybe I was. I read them out loud.
Yeah, maybe you were. So now we are done. And yes, I'm a little bit short on one part. But if you leave, back to the desk, please. If you leave a little bit extra, it's just a little bit short of the stabilizer it will hold everything. Now, you could get a ruler and square it up too. I just do it this way. It's just easy. And you have a whole pile of everything. And trimming, I just want to see what this is my first square of this that matches.
Anyone washed their embroidery projects?
Yeah, you can wash them.
You wash your embroidery projects?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Just, I don't dry them. I just hang them. Just like you would any other quilt that you have, even hand-done quilt or sewn quilt. You can wash it in the gentle cycle.
Hang dry it.
And hang dry it. And you got to be really careful when you iron because you don't want to melt that. You don't want to melt it. No one will never know. Now, on this block that I just did, I made 2 mistakes and they're gone. So it's a forgiving design, but I like how this turned out. There's a little bit of the really dark there, but this is, you know, kind of what it's going to look like. And that is compared to, now I'm going to move this right up here. Hopefully, can you see all 3 colors? No, not quite.
Not quite.
So it's going to go here, this one, and then the next row is going to be here. Here, sorry. So they will be attached together. Let me move it up again. This is how it's going to go. Can we see it? Yes, we can. Isn't that neat? And it is, like, I kind of thought, you know, some of it is similar color, but this one here
you got all that.
is more orangey here in it. I think it looks really good. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So that's how you do an ombre quilt. Oh, you got everything in?
Yeah.
All right. That's great. That's great. Now you guys can really see it.
That looks awesome.
When we put it up on the wall, I will show you guys pictures of it. Again, I'm going to bind it in black. I keep looking at this one thinking that the wrong fabric was used for it because it looks a lot like this, but when you put it together, it really isn't. That keeps catching my eye though. This is more orangey and this is more red on it. But if you just look like this, it doesn't look like they match.
It doesn't.
So, and you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat? And then the lightest ones are at the top. So, what did that take us to do? What time is it?
10:46, about a half hour.
About a half hour to do this. So these are what I was talking about before. This is how you do your edges. So this is the quarter block and this is the half block, and that's how you use them. So there's 4 of these, top and bottom of the quilt, and then these ones are on each row that you are doing. So it makes it super easy to do. But that's how you do the edges on it. And these ones don't take long. They're only half. But isn't that stunning? I am so happy with this. I was stitching it together last night at like 8. Still working on it. It's a little bit tricky, but I wanted everything matched up perfectly. And again, for these ones, what I'm doing, look, that's a backwards piece. Ha! This is going to be harder to do, but I will make it work. But this is how it's going to go. So it's a beautiful ombre. Mm-hmm. So, don't you like that?
I love it.
Easy as pie. Now I have 3 more blocks to do, and I have this much fabric. So, living on the embroidery edge today, for sure.
Yes.
But I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it because it's only, and then 2 more. So I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much. So great technique today. Folded fabric, log cabin, stunning embroidery. I'm going to send a picture of it to Anita Goodesign when I'm done. But perfect. This guy is perfect. So much fun. Combine it with the embroidery designs and it's an amazing quilt. So Y seams are doable. Yeah, but I don't like them. I know they're doable. I just don't wanna. This is a Y seam, the triangle part.
Oh yeah.
Most people try to avoid them like a plague. So yeah, I will, I will put up a picture when I'm done, and I think this is going to be one of my favorite things. So thank you.
It was fun to do.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the look of it, like I couldn't wait to put this together because I wanted to see how the ombres work. It's an ombre and an ombre, double ombre. Awesome. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Please like this video. Get stitching and hop on over to omlembroidery.com to check out our new stuff. If you love the tumbler shape, you will love the fall tumbler shape. It is awesome for sure. So, I'll see you guys in the next video, and we will be doing experiments. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm going to be stitching all day today because I want to finish this.